Okay. So another 1 or 2 minutes we'll wait and then we'll start the recording. Okay.
The background tick 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 sound வருதா?
இவ்வளவு நேரம் வந்தது, but now stopped.
Okay. Set up my timer.
Just a few seconds back it was there.
Yeah.
But now இது மாதிரி வச்சு நான் ஸ்டாப் வாட்சா?
ஸ்டாப் வாட்ச் இல்ல, இது வந்து நம்ம ஓல்ட் கன்வென்ஷனல்.
Okay.
So this will have I can control it. So,
okay, time control. So basically you monitor like project monitoring madri. Even presentation is also monitored by time. சாமிச்சிடலாமா? எப்படி?
Yes sir, start பண்ணிடலாம் sir.
Shall we start? Okay.
Yes sir, start பண்ணிடலாம் sir.
Okay. Good evening friends and welcome Mr. Chandrasekaran, or fondly called Chandra. So on behalf of the Computer Society of India, ACM Chennai chapter and IEEE Computer Society, I have a great pleasure in inviting you all for this evening lecture program on value-based IT solutions delivery through disciplined Agile. All of us know that software development has undergone a lot of changes over a period of 50 years, and then the entire life cycle of software development has seen the changes for improvements in terms of providing a value-based solution. One of the improvement which has come over a period is the Agile solutions, basically Agile development. While Agile insists on value-based IT solutions and related software delivery, there are many frameworks of Agile are available, like Scrum, Lean, Safe Agile, etc. However, each of them prescribe their own methodologies. These methodologies have strict procedures to follow to get the benefits of IT solutions and their subsequent delivery. Many times, these procedures beyond practicality of implementation. In other words, we get into process prison. Basically, we are tied up with the procedures, awaiting for freedom from the Agile process. Now we have a solution from PMI, which is called Disciplined Agile. This is a Agile toolkit, which provides freedom to use the tools from the kit to achieve the desired IT solution much faster. Project Management Institute is promoting Disciplined Agile globally, and many corporates had best benefits out of this Disciplined Agile process. PMI offers certification courses in Disciplined Agile, which includes Discipline Agile Scrum Master, Discipline Agile Senior Scrum Master, and other courses. This webinar will provide an overview of Discipline Agile towards value delivery of software solutions. So I have great pleasure in formally introducing Mr. Chandra, as I have been telling that he is popularly known as Chandra. He's the CEO cum founder director of Infocareer. A multifaceted personality, he comes with over 3 decades of professional experience, having served in various management and technical capacities in leading IT organizations across the globe. Chandra brings with him a wide range of technical project management experience. He is a certified project management professional from PMI. He is also an Agile certified practitioner, certified Scrum Master, and a certified Scrum professional, certified DASSM, and a disciplined Agile instructor of PMI. An Agile coach and evangelist, he speaks on project management in various international forums. He is the co-author of the hugely successful book, Road to Project Success for Project Managers, based on PMBOK, 6th edition. As a product owner, he has conceptualized Groupon Pay and iCliff.com and PickDrop.com, PickDrop India. These 3 Infocareer flagship projects, basically the products and services, it comes under the category of product services. He is a member of advisory board of PMI Chennai chapter, member of PMIF CEC, representing region 11 in PMI Globe, and we are happy to inform that he was the past chairman of Computer Society of India Chennai chapter. So he comes with versatile skills, and he is here to give us an overview about discipline Agile. The discipline, generally, the programmers and developers are quite far from discipline. So we want to do everything on our own style. But the way the software is controlling the entire world, so there is a compelling need for every one of us to follow a discipline procedure process in developing, at the same time provide a good working and long lasting application. So the discipline Agile is one of such process, and we will be extremely benefited by the talk by Mr. Chandra. So let us hear from him and get to know certain basic facts, and then how we can apply this process. Over to Chandra, please.
Thank you very much, Mohan sir. It's my great privilege, pleasure to address the August gathering of today evening of entire CSI IEEE as well. When PBS was asking me to give a lecture on disciplined Agile, I was so happy for a few reasons. One, CSI is always very close to my heart. And as a past chairman of CSI, I have a lot of respect for CSI. And CSI is really helping me a lot. In many ways, I learned a lot from everybody. Second, I'm so happy to give the complete detail about disciplined Agile for the benefits of all the audience listening to me. Now, I expect to take an hour. I try to make sure that I will not exceed an hour. And my entire topic I've divided into 3 areas. One, value-based. What exactly value, what you based all about. Second, we all familiar, IT solution delivery. And third aspect is disciplined Agile. Having said that, it's not going to be a one-way traffic. It's going to be a two-way traffic. Sometime I will ask a question. I request you to answer them in the chat box. And also, whatever questions you have, please put in the chat box. Whenever time permits, I'll try to answer them. Having said that, my first question to you: who defines value and who decides which value to go after? And you can definitely answer in the chat box. According to you, let your answer be very, very casual or relevant, irrelevant, doesn't matter. Let us make the session more interesting. According to you, who defines value? Who decides which value to go after? Let me see whether I have any of the chat result. Wow, I have an excellent end users, customers. Wow. And thanks a lot. First part of the question, you all answered perfectly. And second part, who decides which value to go after? Management. Good. Solution provider. Makes sense. I think you are making my life easy. Wow. Value must be defined by the customer. The most important, very important. And business stakeholders decide which value to go after. These two are the most important statement I'm making. Many times things go wrong because we are deciding the value. And we think young customers are deciding which one to go after. Recently, I'm sure many of you are aware about Apple, which launched 12 Mac Pro, costing almost close to 1.35 lakhs in Indian rupee. Customers are buying it. Having said about these two, we like to know what are all the various types of business value. There is a business value which is delivered to the customer. And second one, discovering what is of value. Third, discovering how to build that value. Building it, getting ready for consumption, improving our own internal methods, mitigating risk, learning something new. These are all the various types of business values which we always think about. Now, our focus of today's seminar is realizing this value. You can realize this value, one, by working on fewer things. Second, working on smaller things. Third, work more efficiently. Next, create a better workflow. The whole focus will not be there if you started taking a big chunk. That's the reason smaller, fewer. When you have a smaller and fewer, you are more efficient and you are able to get a better workflow. So, what is business agility? The 2 points which you all discussed earlier is defined in this business agility, which means it's the organization ability to rapidly adapt to market and environmental changes. So I'm willing to adapt myself to the market changes and environmental changes. And I'm sure many of you would have read the book called The Box. If you have not read it, I request you to read them. The box book written about how disruption took place in the field of containership, and also how the entire market were driven. Okay. Before container, how container came into picture, especially during the Vietnam War. It's an excellent book. And I don't need to tell you about Airbnb. I don't need to tell about Amazon. And the book called One Click by Amazon Jeff. It's an excellent book. He was mentioning that you please adapt to market and environmental changes, and our competitor, let them concentrate on us. So, the business agility focus on value realized, prioritizing them, sequencing them, so that we give the best product and services to our customer. Many people call this as the enterprise agility or organizational agility. If your organization is not going to have business agility, they cannot do well in the future. Having said that, why this business agility is very important? Mainly because we are able to produce highest value in a shorter amount of time. We can able to predict them, we can sustain them, and also we are able to give them the high quality. This is possible by working on smaller increment and continuously adjust ourselves. We always used to say, be agile. That means you need to be agile. And do agile. Whatever is going to make sense for all of us. Be agile and do agile. When I talk about why business agility is important, also we need to understand what exactly CAS, complex adaptive system. In many organizations, because the people in the organization are not able to understand the principle behind CAS, the organization is suffering a lot. What exactly is CAS? It's a system in which perfect understanding of the individual parts does not automatically convey a perfect understanding of the whole system behavior. I definitely love to give an anecdote here. Your heart says individual part of the body, which is working very well. And he says, look, I am working very well. You want me to make laptop, I'm making laptop. But if this heart is not able to convey the perfect understanding for the entire body, you can imagine. So our body is a complex adaptive system, and every part, individual part, has to automatically convey the perfect understanding. The heart cannot say, I don't know what's happening in the finger. Like the finger got hurt, I don't know. This is what happening in your organization. You say, look, I'm doing well with my department, silos. I don't know what's happening. Ours is a big ocean. How do I know about it? So, after understanding the value, we also need to understand we belong to CAS. In complex adaptive system in an organization, I have various teams. Let us say this is belong to SBU1, Strategic Business Unit 1. This belong to Strategic Business Unit 2. And each of these strategic business units, they are doing very well by themselves. But if they are not coordinating, making others to understand what they do, or if they are not able to coordinate well with the enterprise, I'll tell you, it's something like, as I told you, heart is working well, not bothering about what's happening to lungs. So having said that, if some changes taking place in this team is also going to have some impact in other teams, also going to have the impact in the enterprise. And, this is one of the biggest gap I find whenever I interact with various organizations as an Agilist or Agile coach. Having understood about this, now the biggest question we have, what happens if I deliver value late? I want the perfect system. I want to deliver late. We call them as COD, not cash on delivery, but cost of delay. The cost of delay is one of the very interesting concept where if I can be able to produce as early as possible my value, my revenue started getting immediately and my cost is also very less. If I'm going to deliver so late, slowly my costs started eating up. So, whenever I have the more delayed delivery, there is an opportunity caused by delay, which resulted in delay in conceiving the idea and realizing the value. Now you know why I need to deliver faster. Other words, the longer the period, the greater the loss of in revenue. Please keep these slides always in your mind. Whenever you are delivering value, if you deliver late, you are losing opportunity and your cost is going to go up. Having mentioned about it, now I really want to see whether you are really attending to my session or not. I want just ask you some simple yes or no question. You can answer them in the chat box. Business agility is sometimes referred to an enterprise agility. Yes or no? Wow, good. Spot on. I'm able to get a lot of yes. Yes, you are all bingo. Next, it is possible to understand complex adaptive system by understanding the individual parts. True or false? It is possible to understand the CAS by understanding the individual parts. Yes or no? Wow, someone says no. And let me have one or few notes. Someone says yes, no. It is not that by understanding the individual part, it is possible to understand the whole. That's where the complex adaptive system. Now, when I decided about my value, I also know about my complex adaptive system. I'm making immediately I need to deliver because cost of delay is concern to all of us. So when I want to deliver immediately, there are two things come in our mind. One is called MBI, another is called MVP, minimum viable product, and other one is minimum business increment. Let me talk about the MVP, minimum viable product. Is nothing but a product which I'm going to show it to you, type of a prototype. For example, I want to build a ship. So instead of waiting for me to build the entire ship, let me make a small boat and show it to you. Yes, it floats in the water. It is going to carry so many tonnage. It can move. So once I make a boat which can be able to satisfy my end result of the product, and that boat is called MVP, minimum viable product. Whereas the minimum business increment is nothing but I've already had a product, I'm giving you a increment to the existing product so that I can get revenue immediately. I can give an example. We have a product called IC Leave, Infocareer Learning and Assessment Framework, which is doing very well thanks to the entire industry. It's a learning platform and also it's a platform for assessment. Assessment, training need analysis, and training of the people, e-learning, and assessment, examination, certification, feedback, etc., etc. So we made a small enhancement, other words called as MPI. It's nothing but data privacy, GDPR compliant, to take it to UK market. So that small increment is called minimum business increment. Because of that, we would be able to win some of the confidence of the UK customer who is using our product to a large extent. Whereas in the case of the MVP, is a viability of a new product for the customer face. So we need to do some sorts of an investment for a discovery. Why I'm using this terminology of MBI, MVP, these are all the latest terminology being used. So when I'm trying to consider them for MBI, the most important thing is that I like to know which is giving me the more value more quickly compared to others. In the same IC Leaf, we had few more features we want to build in other than GDPR. One such feature is that they want to have an examination, it should be exclusively very tight. If guy should not move away from the monitor, move away from the keyboard. That is one of the features we have there. But when we were comparing the business value of GDPR versus the examination strictness, we preferred GDPR is ideal first because I can go to the UK market faster. By the time I go, I can build the strict examination. That's the reason we say most value more quickly is the one MBI is always insisting on. Now, we have a good question here. Minimum business increment are about building something quickly. to demonstrate to the product owner. I assume some of you here or know about Agile. Product owner is nothing but the person who owns the product, who has put a passion to the product, and he's the one who is going to. So, whenever you have business increment, you need to satisfy the product owner. Now the question here, something quickly to demonstrate to the product owner. Minimum business increment. No, yes, we have both yes and no. Actually, it is no. You are going to demonstrate something quickly about building something quickly is nothing but prototype. And prototype is our only in MVP, not MBI. Next question. Benefits of using MBI include add value to the customer, providing feedback on the right functionalities being built. It can be validated as useful. These three are the most important usage of. I have a lot of people are, thank you very much. I think good response from everybody. Yes, bingo, all of you are perfectly right. Now the question is, what is Agile? I'm not going to teach you what Agile is because I'm sure all of you know what Agile is, but I want just taking a couple of them relevant for our IT value and also IT solution building. Now, Agile is not a process. Please remember. It is a philosophy. That's the reason I always go there. I'm here as a coach to give you the philosophy and not the process. And process is ISO 9000 and 27001. Do this, do this. No, it's a philosophy. This philosophy has got 3 phases and 1 iteration is a basically, someone is asking, is a framework? I request you reserve your comment for a little more time. Iteration is predominantly a fixed period of time. Someone can call them as a sprint. So we are like to give a fixed period of time something back to the customer. We are giving every time something. And that's why it's called iteration. Second, we are definitely going to give you incremental value. Many of you from Chennai are aware that when metro was introduced, even though metro we call them as is going for X number of kilometers. But the moment Coimbatore to Alandur was ready, we started introducing the passengers there. And that's the concept of increment of value. We didn't wait for the entire world to happen. As on every iteration, we provide some value. The most important here in the philosophy is feedback. Feedback is concerned, I tell you, all of us are so happy to get a feedback of positive feedback, but we never like to have a negative feedback. But the philosophy says that please understand and get the feedback so that you can be agile. You can tune yourself, you can tune your process, you can tune your methods of working. So feedback is the most important. Now, the agile is by and large is an iterative and incremental. I know some people are telling me, sir, we heard this word, iterative and incremental. Looks like we understood, but what is not understood? Iterative and incremental. The main purpose of the iterative and incremental is to provide delivery faster, which means I'm going to deliver value faster. This deliverable value faster in a small consumable increment. It is possible with a lot of methodology of Agile, maybe Scrum, maybe XP, maybe DSDM, maybe Safe Agile, and whatnot. I love to tell you what exactly iterative and incremental. And the second one is called iterative plan, and first one is called incremental plan. So in order to give you the beautiful Mona Lisa's picture, first of all, I'm having a sketch of outline. In other words, when I provide value to the customer, I understand the value of a customer with respect to the big picture. Many of the agile projects are failing because people are not able to understand the big picture. Having said that, I'm also giving incremental little by little to you so that you start enjoying. Having said that, these features we call in Agile as a user story. And when we write a user story, we write as the end customer. We write as a role. We write as a end users. Here I'm just writing a user story to tell you, as a participant, I want to learn to write user story. I want to, so that I can use them in my own team setting to enable our agility. You find them three things there. One is actor, second is action, third is achievement. User story always talk about actor, action, achievement. Whenever you write a user story is nothing but feature. Features are nothing but connected to my value, what value I'm going to give to them. So I write my user story in such a way that you should also have something called acceptance criteria. This is one of the big wave change. Earlier, customers were not knowing the acceptance criteria. But today we are telling customer, please come out with your acceptance criteria. Then only we can able to write a user story. So for this user story, my acceptance criteria are well defined. We have covered all the topics of user story. We watched the video of user story. So what happens is, when I'm trying to give my acceptance criteria for the value, my team is concentrating on that. Having said that, this user story to be delivered to the customer to give me the value, just I go and tell them, this is a user story, make money out of it. It is something like, I'm having a story, pay money for it. But people say, no, you prove it to me that it's working. The proving the user story as working, that's why I call them as IT solution. When I say about IT solution, I'm say done. When I say done, my acceptance criteria for the user story is made up of, and also the user story is understood by my development team. They made a design of it. They made the development of it. They tested it, moved to production, and that is called definition of done. So when I say definition of done, it's agreed upon by set of team, and they must satisfy the user story. So DOD, definition of done, is one of the important terminology in Agile. Having said that, I've given a lot of examples of acceptance of done. The acceptance criteria should be met, online standards should be met, it should be met by the expert, so on and so forth. But having said that, we have a question and answer session. User stories are tools used in Agile to capture the description of a feature from end user's perspective? Yes or no? Good, good. Yes. All of you are right. Bingo. And user story is written by the product owner. User story is written by the product owner. Yes or no? Felix says no. No, it is not written by the product owner. It is written by the team itself. The entire team is sitting together. We can write it up. So, when I have so much of features which is going to give a value, I am following Agile. Agile is as old than me. Maybe the lot of gray hair is now almost equivalent to 20-25 years. So, the Agile started showing his age. What is that? One is routinely imposed upon team. If you are Scrum says number of team members are 5 plus or minus 2. You should not have, 7 plus or minus 2. You should not have more than 9. You should not have less than 7. Imposing of routine to team. Second, we are trying to find out what is our competitors doing. So we also follow them. Third, we have Agile Industrial Complex. Today you go and Google, I want to do a certification in Agile. I'm sure you go mad. So many Agile flavors are available. So that is where the current problem we are. So why not I have something which is hybrid of all and agnostic? It is not a jail of DevOps or jail of Scrum or jail of Save. Let me be agnostic. And that is what disciplined Agile is all about. So disciplined Agile is not having a framework. It is not giving you the method, follow this. No, it says whatever you follow, you please continue to follow. Now the question is that why I need somebody to tell me what you are following is good, continue to follow. And that is where the disciplined Agile play a role. What you are doing, is it really good? Is a way by which I can be able to check up. That is where DA comes into picture. The DA, we always say, DA gets you to a solution for guided continuous improvement. We call them as CGI. If you really look into what exactly CGI is all about, you all know about act, plan, do, study. And whenever you have a problem, you always plan what are all the potential solutions for them. We also try to find a solution. Try one or two solutions, execute, and we study what's the result. The result is good, we'll continue. The result is bad, we drop it. So this PDA cycle is by and large, we call them as a Kaizen loop, improvement loop. But while I do so, when I'm trying for the solution, sometimes the experiment fails. That means you learn something, it is not, still it's a failure. So we always look out for some option where failing faster is fine, but succeeding earlier is better. See, if we want to succeed earlier, I need to do this potential solution identification. I need to do it faster. I can do it faster, one, by accessing experienced Agile coach like me. Come to me and I will give you. But unfortunately, we are all very costly and we are all not so easily available. Whereas we say, don't come to us, go to DA, because disciplined agile is a toolkit. Like a coach, you go and sit in front of disciplined agile, tell your problem. Disciplined agile says, wow, Bhakta, take, this is a solution for you. That is where we call DA as a guided continuous improvement. When I talk about guided continuous improvement, in today's scenario, the DA tells you, you want to know which life cycle to follow. There are maybe agile, lean, continuous agile, continuous lean, and program, exploratory. There are 6 life cycles are there. I want to know which you want to follow. If you want to know which you want to follow, we say answer this question. What is your team size? My team size is 25. Very good. How is the geographic distribution? They are all the same building. Very good. Organizational distribution? Single company. Very good. Compliances? This is something with the COVID. So, very life critical compliances. Now, technical complexity? Yes, it's really multi-platform, because I want it in mobile, I want it in Android, iOS. Domain? Yeah, complex domain. So when I'm creating a spider of this, the toolkit is going to advise me what I should follow. Number 1 is someone else chosen the life cycle for you. We don't want somebody else to choose. Let us choose. Do you understand what customer want? No. Then straight away go for exploratory. You understand it's a part of a large program? Yes. Go for program life cycle. No. Is it being funded by a project? Yes. It is being low risk? Yes. So by answering question and answers, you will be able to identify whether it's an exploratory life cycle is better or program life cycle is better, so on and so forth. Hence, it says we have different life cycle. It have agile, continuous delivery agile, lean, continuous delivery lean, exploratory and program. Having said that about life cycle, thanks a lot. I definitely going to use DA from now onwards. Having said that, we also like to know what all are the disciplined agile practices, how disciplined agile works. Apart from it is giving you the direction and between how you have to go, where you want to go, depending upon what questions what you have. Could you tell me which way I ought to go from here? Depends upon a good deal on where you want to get to. Alice and Cat. I don't much care where, said Alice. Then doesn't matter the way you go. That's what currently happening. As long as I get out somewhere, oh, you are sure to do that? Then you walk the long way enough. So many times we identify our goal is not clear while providing solution. So let us concentrate more focus on the goal. The goal allows you a measure of the progress. It remains committed and undistracted, and definitely helps us to overcome a lot of procrastination. It gives you a lot of motivation. The goal is a lot of motivation. So, disciplined agile takes you the goal-driven approach. And that's where. So it says anything you want to follow, but follow keeping the goal in mind, the target in mind. Which we clearly says no one size fits all. my t-shirt is not going to fit PVS or Mohan sir. So we'll find them that each one has got his own way. Own way. Sound familiar? We call them your own way of working. We call them as wow. Wow is a concept of disciplined agile. You choose your own way of working. So when you work on the goal, we call this goal as a process blades. And disciplined agile works on these process blades. We have foundation layer. We call them as a process blades because it is not going to disturb you. Whichever you have a problem, that alone can be able to take it out, put it back as the part of the blade server in your IT infrastructure. So if you really look into it, I have a foundation on layer where I understand what exactly the principles of DA and promises of DA, guidelines of DA, and so on and so forth. And followed by, I have the next layer, we call them as an onion layer. We have disciplined DevOps layer, which talks about the disciplined agile delivery, security DevOps, data management DevOps, release DevOps, support DevOps, operation DevOps. I tell you, the disciplined agile is the only toolkit helps you to cover all the DevOps. The more you DevOps you have, the less human intervention, which means you will be able to get the best benefit out of it. Next layer, we have something called value stream. Value stream is nothing but starting from customer, end with customer. So we also see in the first slide who defines value. Customer defines value. So when customer defines value, start from him and the value should go back to him. So I have a couple of lot of blades around it. Basically, DAD, discipline, agile delivery, security, data management, release management, support, IT operation. Do I need to remember so many things? No. It's a toolkit. You go and refer, and that toolkit is going to help you. That's where the disciplined agile is all about. Next layer, we call them as an enterprise layer. As I told you, we are a complex adaptive system. We don't want to work in silos. We want you to align with an organization as an enterprise to look into enterprise architecture, finance, vendor management, sales, information, asset management. All of them are combined together in this toolkit. When I mention about it, we have a process goal, we have a process goal diagram, we have list of options, and we also have a trade-off. I just bring one or two examples which you can show how the process goal is look like. And process goal is nothing but a guidelines. It's all available in way of working. Choose your way of working. In this choose your way of working, also going to provide you process capability. If I take a process capability, I have so many process layers are available, right from inception to construction to transition to ongoing. These are all the various phases. When I take up one of them, maybe I like to take up about source of funding, which means in the source of funding goal, I have three decisions I need to make. These three decisions are choose funding strategy, choose funding scope, access fund. I can go and refer them, which is applicable to me. When I choose them there, I'm just taking one from transition. So I can take it from transition. It gives me process goal diagram. Ensure production readiness gives me the two decision. Ensure technical readiness, ensure stakeholders readiness. When I have these two decisions I need to make, I also have the various options available in this. When I have various options available in this, I try to make sure what all the options I have. I have an arrow, and these arrows helps me to go through what is relevant to you, what is not relevant to me. So it is possible for me to select an option. Within an option, I also have various possible, and it also helps me to have a trade-off. What option I have, what's the trade-off? Hence, it is working as a coach to you. Even the coach also going to do the same methods which is going to follow. That is where disciplined agile also insisting on value stream, because it begins with the customer, it has to end with the customer for the purpose of realizing the value. When I talk about a value stream, it may cut across the entire organization. So it is not only one value stream, there can be a multiple value streams are available. When I have multiple value streams are available, I can be able to involve one person or multiple person in this value stream so that my customer can get value faster by applying lean methodology. Now, when I talked about the entire methodology, they also insist we have important person in DA, namely team lead, product owner, architectural owner, team members, and stakeholder. Now, team lead is also known as a scrum master. He is the one coordinating the entire activity. He is responsible for completing the project on time. And product owner is the person who is saying whether I got it as per my wish. Architectural owner assure you that they are all by and large, technically they are too good. Team is working together to provide what product owner wants. Hence, product owner is able to satisfy the stakeholder in creating IT solution of the high value, what the customer can realize the value for them. Having said that, next two questions because of the non-availability of time. I just getting to my last slide. Please look at the system, not people. Your organization, people are not coming there to make error. The system is the one making them error. Feed the system with the right work to be done. Don't confuse yourself with the MPI and the MVP. Make all the work visible. Let everybody know what the transparency of doing it. Use pull to coordinate. Never use push. Never push people. Motivate. Give an environment for them to pull whatever they want. Always look out for a way to improve upon. With this, any questions, please shoot. Thanks for the time. And sorry I overstepped by 3 minutes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Chandra sir, for the excellent overview presentation on value-based IT solutions delivery through disciplined agile. Few questions are there. Mr. Omkar has asked, what is Scrum? Some basic knowledge Scrum will be used.
Yeah. The Scrum is nothing but one of the agile methodology where it is being the first one to become more popular, and which is talks about iteration in Scrum is known as a sprint. The team lead is known as a Scrum Master, where people can take the entire product features little by little for every sprint. They all work together as collaboration. complete the work and given back to the people. And that's one of the methodology. It's a very vast subject. And I request you to Google around and YouTube to learn more about it. Thanks, Omkar.
Sir, Mr. Ananta had asked, how does Spotify fits in this, especially for scale agile that emphasizes the culture and network?
So Spotify is also one of the great agile methods, which is being popular across and which is giving a lot of benefits for the agile developers. What you're trying to drive here as a disciplined agile coach or evangelist is that you use anything what is suitable to you, what you want to, what is beneficial to you. So don't get yourself sticky to one particular process or framework. You can use Kanban, or you can use Scrum, you can use Lean. So depending upon the situation, whatever you feel good for you, please use them. For example, all the maintenance related project, I always insist them go for a Lean because they want fixes immediately. They don't want you to have your what's called iteration planning, 1, 2, daily scrum meeting. They say no bugger, give me faster. So we always say go for a Lean. The Lean is nothing but which is a top priority. Take it up, all discuss, work together, see the flow, where the flow gets struck, clear the flow, start proceeding further. So similarly, whichever Spotify you want to use, please go ahead. But make sure whether it makes sense to you. That's what we say. Thank you, sir.
Sir, Mr. Felix has asked last two questions, no? So you didn't show because of due to time constraints. Can you kindly type it on the chat so that so that is very interesting.
Disciplined Agile addresses all possible roles that will cover in an organization. Many people say that disciplined Agile is not going to take care of it. It is going to take care of only few of them. But the answer for them is that no, it just takes care of all the roles that is available in the organization. Everybody has got to work in disciplined Agile. Next question, a person can take more than several roles in parallel, whether it is true or false. Again, the answer for them is yes. A person can take several roles even in disciplined Agile. It is not a single role because that's where the disciplined Agile is different from others. Third, there's no room for managers in disciplined Agile. No, we also want managers also in disciplined Agile. These are all the three questions which I was skipping due to the time constraint. Thanks, Felix.
Okay, Mr. TV Balakrishnan has asked, is discipline Agile focused to some areas of Agile?
It is not focusing, that's why I told you it's Agile agnostic. It is not going with one or two. It says you take the combination. So which combination to take? Come to our WOW book, Disciplined Agile Methodology book, toolkit. Pick it up from there. I give an example of how DA helps you to choose which life cycle to go. In Agile itself, we have Agile Continuous, Agile, Lean Continuous, Exploratory, and Programming. So which life cycle to go depending upon the spider diagram. Similarly, depending upon the various factors you have, it helps you what to choose, what not to choose. What to choose in the case of transition phase. Ongoing, what to choose. Construction, what to choose. Initiation, what to choose. It helps you to give you a lot of option for you. And also it helps you to give you the trade-off between the option you have chosen. That way you can be able to take it up. Thank you.
So, yeah, basically, how do you like so people to be qualified for this? For example, PMP and all, you would have trained more than 200, 300 people, right, over a period of more than a decade or so. Even for computer system India, I've done that. For disciplined agile and all, what is the minimum required qualification to get things? How does it apply to the college students, who are not even who are new to industry or not very familiar with the processes and all that?
Good question, KSS. In DA, we have two courses. One is called DASM, Disciplined Agile Scrum Master, which is going to give you the fundamentals of Agile. What are all the various flavor of Agile available? Like Scrum, XP, DSVM, Lean, value stream mapping, but also some fundamentals of DA. How to use the spider, how to do the scaling. Once you finish the DASM, you will get a certified by PMI. Next level is DASSM. In DASSM, it's going to tell you how to become a more professional, how to become a coach, how to become a consultant, how to go through the approach the entire WOW book. So the examinations are conducted by PMI like PMP, and we being ATP, authorized training provider, we provide a lot of training in the area of DASM and DASSM, and also ACP, Agile Certified Practitioner. For kind information, with CSI started way back, almost I can say 15 years back. So far, we have trained more than 5,000 people. We have more than 1,400 PMP from our Institute of Infocareer. And last year, during the Corona period, 2020, we produced 360 PMPs. So now the DASM, DASSM is taking shape. And even a fresher can come and understand. Somebody do not know what is Agile is all about. That's where DASM, first level. Once he understands, start putting them in practice, then he can start going again DASSM. And please remember, DA, Disciplined Agile, is not only for IT, it is also for non-IT. And I'm doing lots and lots of consulting, Agile coaching work for non-IT organization in implementation of Disciplined Agile. I hope that answered your question, previous.
Yes, sir. Thanks a lot, sir, for your time and excellent overview presentation. And before I hand over to Sakthivel, I would like to announce the future programs. On 27th of February, we have a webinar on mobile forensics and cyber crime investigations by Dr. Stone Ahmed. And in 6th of March, we have the virtual launch of the book Machine Learning, a practitioner's approach, would be a presentation on machine learning and introduction to real-life application. And all the invitations will reach to all the participants. Over to Dr. Sakthivel. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. So, good evening to all of you. On behalf of the Computer Society of India Chennai chapter, IEEE Computer Society Madras chapter, ACM Chennai Professional chapter, we would like to thank today's webinar speaker, Mr. A. Chandrasekaran, Chief Executive Officer and Founder Director of Infocareer and Agile Evangelist. He was also the Chairman of the Computer Society of India Chennai chapter. So, for his excellent lecture on value-based IT solution delivery through disciplined Agile. For anything in our life, discipline is important. So, in the same way, for value-based IT solution delivery, also discipline is important. So, we thank you, Dr. Chandrasekaran, for his informative lecture on value-based IT solutions through delivering through disciplined Agile. Thank you, sir. I would like to thank Mr. H.R. Mohan, Chairman, ACM Chennai Professional Chapter, Mr. P.V. Subramanian, Chairman, Computer Society of India Chennai Chapter, and Dr. Akila, Managing MD Member, CSI Chennai Chapter, for their excellent and dedicated arrangement for organizing this webinar. I would like to thank all the participants who have actively participated in this webinar through Google Meet and YouTube channels. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you very much. Now over to HR Mohan sir for the further announcement. Hello sir.
He is quite occupied, actually, so.
Okay sir.
Okay, sir, along with the video recording, we would like to give the PPT or any reference material, no, which will help them to understand the disciplined agile and whatever you have been telling, right? So if you can share the any write-up or anything, no, and then we can share it along with our video recording and all that. Sir, we are not able to hear you, sir.
By now you would have received my presentation by mail. You can take it up and circulate it to your people.
Okay, sir.
I've already sent it by mail to you.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir. With this, we'll formally close the proceedings, sir. Thank you.
Okay,
Thank
sir.
you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Bye-bye.
Bye, sir.